Well, hello, my friends, and welcome back to another episode of Legacy Farmer, the podcast. This is your host, JC Young, and today's topic of discussion is this: should versus want. So we've had several conversations come up inside of our community boardroom call. We have those every Tuesday with our entire network inside of Legacy Farmer, and typically on those calls, somebody always brings a topic, right? And the topics can deal for anything from family and personal matters to business and financial problems, whatever that is. But it doesn't matter what it is. On that call is where we're going to get it addressed. All of our members inside of our community are comfortable doing that because, one, they don't have access to this type of network in their local community because everybody in the local community knows each other, right? And they don't necessarily trust each other, which is what we deal with inside of small towns. But two, the reason it does work is because all of our members are spread all over across the country and are more than happy to help one another, because every problem or challenge that people bring to those calls, there's somebody else on the call that has either been through it, lived through it, or just understands where the person comes from. And I think that's a big problem inside of the ag industry, guys, is a lot of people, they feel alone, right? They feel like nobody has their problems or nobody understands where they're coming from and things like that. A lot of our members felt that way before they got into our network, and then they recognized how many other people in the country had felt the same thing or dealing with the same thing. And I have to tell you how big of a relief that was for them. And it was like a mental weight was taken off their shoulders, knowing that, hey, I'm not the only one with this problem. It's okay. We'll get it figured out. And I'm surrounded by people now that will help me actually get this figured out. But anyway, so inside of our conversations with our members on those calls, there's one commonality that I see amongst a lot of them, and it's this whole idea around should versus want, right? Things that you should do versus things that you want to do. Now, in every area of life, there are things that we should do, right? With your body, you probably should take better care of yourself. You probably should eat better. You probably should exercise. Now, do you want to do any of those things? Absolutely not, right? With your marriage, same thing. With spending time with your kids, same thing. With your spirituality and connection to God, same thing. With business, especially the same thing. Now, with one of the members there a couple weeks ago, he was in a kind of a tough situation with his father, and his father was holding him back a lot on some of the things that he wanted to do with his operation and some of the goals and stuff he had for his wife and kids at home. And a lot of the conversation was, I know I should do this. I know I should do that. I know, I should, right? But I don't really want to, right? What could happen if I did this? Or, I'm fearful of, just pissing people off or disappointing my parents, or, feeling like I'm abandoning the family farm if I actually stand up for myself, and all this type of stuff, right? A lot of people deal with those stories. But here's the deal though, guys, is you have to, in order to be successful long-term, the successful people in this world and in this industry, they do what they should do, regardless of other feelings, regardless of emotions, regardless of how they feel about whatever it is that they should do, right? It's hard, guys. And a lot of people, they want to be in the leadership position until they have to do what leaders do, right? I think the other saying there is everybody wants to be a lion in their life until it's time to do what lions do, right? Which is go hunt, go kill, protect, do what is required, no matter the consequences, no matter what the circumstances are. As a leader or as a lion, you are required to do whatever is necessary to make sure that the family moves on to the next day and lives on to the next day. Now, a lot of people, again, they like to talk big, but then it comes into becoming a leader inside of your family or your life or whatever that is. And it's nice to talk about, but when it comes to doing it, there is an energy and a weight that you feel when you are going through this experience, right? And again, everybody knows what they should do, but they don't necessarily want to do it, okay? The successful people know what they should do, and they do it regardless of whether or not they want to or not, okay? So I can guarantee if you're listening to this podcast right now, there is something in your life right now, that you should be doing, whether it's business, whether it's a crucial conversation with a family member or a business partner or somebody in your community, whatever that is. There is something you should be doing, but it's a simple fact that you don't want to do it that's holding you back. And I can tell you with absolute certainty, everything that you want inside of your life is on the other side of not wanting to do something. Right? It's on the other side of, hey, I'm gonna go do this, and I should do this, and I know I'm gonna do this, and so we're gonna take action and just go get it figured out. Right? I don't know the answers. I don't know how people are gonna respond. I don't know what's gonna happen next, but I know what I should do, and I am committing to make sure we get this done. Right, guys? That commitment right there, that's the difference maker. Right? Again, everybody likes to talk. Everybody likes to talk what they should do and should do this and should do that. The people that are committed, guys, are the ones that are going to win in this world and in this industry as well. Okay, guys, the families that grow big operations and stuff like that, they have zero emotional attachment to a majority of the ground that they farm. It does not matter if it has been in their family for 3 generations or 4 generations. If they are a business-minded operation and they're committed to making sure that what they're building lasts for multiple generations into the future, if a piece of ground is not making them money, I don't care who farmed it before me, if my great-granddad or great-great-granddad or whoever farmed that, I'm letting that ground go, because the reality is if I don't do this, then the next generation doesn't even get the opportunity to farm, right? Potential there, right? So those are the type of scenarios I'm talking about, right? They don't want to do it, but they should do it. So they're committed to doing it because they are doing it thinking about the generations that follow, right? The future, right? Versus trying to keep the past together. So that's where I'm talking about this. You know, a lot of people, again, they know what they should do, but typically inside of family farm operations, there's some type of want, right? We want to keep things happy. We want to keep people happy. We want to keep the family farm together, whatever. And it goes against what you should be doing right now, because you're thinking about something in the past when the reality is you should be thinking about the future, right? And that's why I told this member there a couple weeks ago on our call, because he is, I think he was 30 or 31, wife, a couple young kids at home, right? Moved back to the family farm operation, a common story inside of our industry, and was not anywhere on the pathway to achieving the goals that he has for himself and his family and their future, right? So again, you have to make the commitment, right? Everybody knows what they should do, but most people don't want to do it. So they procrastinate, and all of a sudden 2 decades passes by. And that's exactly the picture I painted for this member. And I said, okay, great. You're 30 years old. How are you going to feel at age 35 if you are in the exact same spot? And he said, like crap. Yeah, I'm probably going to be really disappointed in myself, and who knows what will happen in my marriage. Yeah, that's a really great thing to think about, because now you're thinking about the cost of the future if you don't take action in the present and do what you should do and do what you know you need to do, and then commit to doing it. Right? The people that procrastinate in this world, that if they want to be a victim, let them be a victim, right? A majority of us are surrounded by people that are victims. A majority of us are surrounded by people that are talkers and they're not doers, right? So you have to make the commitment inside of your life that you are going to do whatever is required in order to achieve the type of lifestyle and goals and results and everything that you want for yourself and your family. And then when the stories start coming in around, oh, I can't do that. I know I can't do that. I don't want to. It's hard. It's going to be scary. I might piss people off. I want you to consider the consequences of what is going to happen in your life 5 years from now if you do not do what you know you need to do today. Like, just real talk right there, right? That is, guys, at the end of the day, it's so simple, right? The future that you want for your life and your family, looking out ahead, I get that it seems so far out there and it seems like you can never accomplish it, and it just seems like it's going to take years. I'm going to tell you for a fact, and from my personal experience, all of those things are lies. The only thing that God is waiting for you to do is commit and start taking action, and then let him lay out the rest of the road. Like, he is going to start showing you different doors. There's doors right now that he wants to open for you, but he can't do that because you're stuck on, oh, I should do this versus I'm committed to doing this, right? You're talking right now and not doing. When we're not doing, he's not going to open the doors. I truly believe that. I truly believe that. It does not matter what problems you face. I'm facing a ton of problems right now inside of our business and different challenges and stuff that are popping up, just like everybody does in every business, right? As you grow, the problems that you deal with change, right? And there's new things that pop up and stuff like that. The reality is, the problems that I'm trying to solve right now inside of my life and my business, I know there's no just like quick fix to them. What I do know is that unless I'm committed to taking action to solve them, they will never get solved, right? God will not open up the door for me to even solve them. A lot of people, again, they get stuck trying to figure out, well, how am I going to make this happen? How am I going to do this? Just take the first step. Quit focusing on 10 steps ahead of you and just focus on step 1 right in front of you. And then as you walk down that journey, different things are going to pop up. All of a sudden, the journey starts to happen. Things start to happen. Doors start to open. And your mind is able to start to find solutions to these problems. So again, a lot of people, they're just stuck right now because of the fear they have around wanting to do something or knowing that they should doing, and they just get stuck. And I get it. I totally get it. But the reality is your life is waiting for you on the other side of should or want. Just commit to doing what you need to do, and then constantly remind yourself of the consequences that you will face long-term mentally if you do not do anything right now. What are the consequences? Not just mentally, but for your family, for your finances, for your future. And at the end of the day, if that does not spark you to start taking relentless action, then I don't know what else to do for you. Because, my life and the impact that I want to leave in my life, I always pray for a meaningful life. I pray that God gives me the ability and the blessings to leave an impact in my life and to do something that's meaningful and to look back on my life and be proud of it. And in order to do that, I have to be committed to doing things that I don't always want to do, but I know I should do them. And so I commit to doing them because I know if I don't, the cost of not taking action is going to be a heck of a lot more than taking action. It's not just me that's going to pay the price. It's my family at home that I care about the most. So, all right, my friends. So that's my rant for today. I hope you found it valuable. And most importantly, I hope it sparks you to take some action in your life so you start making things happen. At the end of the day, my friend, commit to making your life happen. We'll catch you on the next episode.
What's up, everyone? My name is Jace Young. I'm the founder of a company called Legacy Farmer, and inside of that company, what we do is we've helped over 300 family farms simplify and streamline the entire financial side of their operation and help them learn their numbers at a deep, deep level so that they can implement the systems and the processes to make sure that their operation lives on for generations into the future.